Have you ever opened your bank app and instead of feeling that small wave of panic, you actually feel calm? Not rich, not I can buy anything I want, just safe. Like grabbing a coffee without doing mental math, or buying groceries without wondering how long you'll be eating instant noodles after. That feeling, right there, comes from hitting a very specific point financially. And no, it's not $1 million. It's not even six figures. It's much smaller than that. And once you reach it, your entire relationship with money starts to shift. That number? $20,000. Most people think building wealth is about grinding for decades, or getting lucky, or having some kind of secret advantage. But in reality, it works more like crossing invisible checkpoints. At certain points, everything changes, and $20,000 is one of the most important ones, because before that, money feels heavy, like pushing something uphill. Slow, exhausting, frustrating. You're saving, but it feels like nothing is happening. Every unexpected expense hits hard. Every decision feels risky. But once you cross that line, it's like things start rolling in your favor. Not because life suddenly gets easier, but because you're no longer operating in survival mode. When you don't have savings, your brain is focused on one thing. How do I make it to the next paycheck? That pressure affects everything. You stay in jobs you hate. You avoid risks that could actually help you grow. You say yes when you want to say no, because you don't have a cushion. But when you build that cushion, even just a few months of expenses saved, something changes. You start thinking differently. Instead of survival, you start thinking about growth. And this is where things get interesting. Let's say you're saving consistently every month and investing along the way. Getting to your first $20,000, that takes time, discipline, patience. But once you get there, the next $20,000 comes faster. Why? Because now your money is working with you. You're no longer doing all the work alone. Your savings start generating returns. Small at first, but they add up. That's when you begin to feel momentum. At the beginning, progress feels slow. But over time, something almost unfair happens. The more money you have, the easier it becomes to make more. Not because of secret strategies, not because of special access, just simple math. 10% growth on $1,000 is $100. 10% on $20,000 is $2,000. Same effort, completely different outcome. But here's the part most people don't talk about. Saving $20,000 doesn't just change your bank account, it changes you. Because getting there requires something powerful: consistency, discipline, self-control. You prove to yourself that you can delay gratification, that you can manage money instead of letting it control you. And once that identity shifts, everything else follows. You stop stressing over small purchases, not because they don't matter, but because you realize they're not what makes the biggest difference. Instead, your focus shifts to the big things: where you live, how you earn, what you invest in, decisions that actually move the needle. And your career? That changes too, because now you have something most people don't: options. You're no longer trapped. You can walk away from a bad job. You can take risks. You can negotiate with confidence. And here's the crazy part. You often don't even need to use that freedom. Just knowing you can changes how you show up. You become more confident, more assertive, more valuable. And people notice. But this is also where many people make a mistake. They finally reach this milestone and then immediately spend it. A new car, a big trip, something to reward themselves. But that money is not a reward. It's a foundation. It's the seed that can grow into something much bigger, if you let it. Because every dollar you keep invested has the potential to multiply over time. And once you start seeing money that way, your decisions change. You stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "What is this costing me in the future?" That shift alone can completely transform your life. $20,000 won't make you instantly rich, but it will give you something more important: clarity, confidence, control. It's the line between constantly reacting and finally starting to design your life. Start building towards it, because once you get there, everything feels different.